What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close, and we are now on the road to 500 subs. Who knows? Maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the year. Only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull my second ever Collector's Rare. Because it wouldn't be the first time that I pulled a Collector's Rare, because I also pulled this. Freshly pulled, excuse me, from my Genesis Impact box opening that I did several months back, is a Collector's Rare Beat Cup from the Underworld. This thing looks absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I am planning to get this card graded at some point. I really don't know when, but I will be getting it graded at some point. But with that being said, guys, if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue. Maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and be sure to follow me on all my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And also, I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which actually ties into this video, which is this: Do you guys believe that the Tistina archetype will be a meta deck, as in like tier 0 deck? Let me know down in the comments below, because for today's video we've got what could potentially be the last batch of cards that will be in Age of Overlord, because we are taking a step back away from both Terminal World and Phantom Nightmare and going back into Age of Overlord with some new Tistina support. Now, I did talk about the first iteration of the support that was initially released in Duelist Nexus, and now we got more support in Age of Overlord. And honestly, I'm kind of tempted to build the deck, because I've heard a lot of because after reading and talking to you guys about these cards, the archetype does have a lot of potential, so I might do a deck profile on it, but it won't be on this phone that I'm filming on, because as you guys are well aware, technically I am still with Metro, which this phone that I'm filming on is the T-Mobile Revel 4, which unfortunately is with Metro. I figured they have the 4 Pro or something, but it's not the case. So my grandparents and I, we decided to switch from Metro back to AT&T for the first time in, I believe, 7 years, actually. In like I want to say 8 years. And the phones that we're going to be getting are these. The Google Pixel 7a. And I actually did open it up, and honestly, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. SIM, gotta take the SIM out. Here's the back of it. I mean, it looks cool. But as far as me filming deck profiles, it will be interesting. So once these phones are activated, I will no longer be with Metro, and I probably won't be able to use this ever again. So it will be a while before we get these phones activated, but still can't wait to see how much AT&T has changed in the last like damn near 10 years. I'm very curious. Hopefully AT&T becomes I would say a man of their word, but I guess a company of their word with what they told us yesterday. But with that being said, guys, let's get straight into this video. Kicking things off, we got Fallen of the Tistina, which is a 1-star water aqua with 200 attack, 0 defense, and I believe it has I believe it has 2 effects, which are both once per turn. Ow. Ow. Sorry guys, I slept on my neck roll last night. Ow. So the first effect reads, you can send this card from your hand or field to the grave. Place 1 Divine Domain Tistina from your deck face up in your field zone. If a face-up Tistina spell or trap you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect while this card is in your grave, except during the damage step, you can banish this card, special summon 1 like Tistina monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can only use each effect once per turn. So basically, this is Metaverse and a Cyber Rev system on steroids, all in one card. That's all it is. It's two cards in one. It's Metaverse and Cyber Rev system rolled into one card. There's really not much else to say about it. I think the ruling is that you can actually you can summon one of the oh my god. You could summon, I think, what is it, the 10-star? The 10-star Tistina monster? I don't remember, but I think that's the ruling. You can actually special summon that from your graveyard and still be able to get its effects off and be able to just combo off into a potentially a oh my god, was it Pain Gainer? Or Ravenous Tarantula? I think Ravenous Tarantula, then Pain Gainer, and then the 7 Sins. I think it's the line. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Next up, we have Returned of the Tistina, which is a 2-star fire aqua, 500 attack and defense, and both of its effects are once per turn. Once per turn. The first effect reads, if this card is in your hand, you can target 1 Tistina monster you control except this card, special summon this card, and if you do, its level becomes that targeted monster's level. Second effect reads, if this card is in your grave, you can target 1 Aqua Xyz monster you control, attach this card to it as material, can only use each effect once per turn. Totally Awesome, I believe, is still legal. If I remember correctly, I believe Totally Awesome is still legal. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I believe Toad is still legal. I'm gonna pick a random deck. Yes, Totally Awesome is still legal at 3. So obviously this deck is gonna definitely abuse the living shit out of Totally Awesome, because Totally Awesome is a fucking Omni negate, and you can just keep bringing Toad back into your extra deck and just go from there. That's how crazy this card is. This card right here, Returns of the Tistina, is a 1-card Totally Awesome. That's all there is to it. There we go. Yeah, it's basically a 1-card Totally Awesome. Enough said. Enough said. I mean, there's really not much else to say about it. and not only that, this card also has the effect of Exceeds Import, where you're able to take this card and attach it to that one Exceeds monster to literally Totally Awesome as a material. So that right there, not only do you have 4 negate, what, 3? Yeah, 3 negates for Totally Awesome, but if you choose not to use Totally Awesome, you have not 1, but 2 board wipes. Excuse me, for Zeus, which is absolutely insane. Enough said. Enough said. How many cards is there to talk about besides those 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, so we have 5 more cards to talk about, so there are 7 of them. So next up we have Tainted of the Tistina. 5-star Dark Aqua, 2000 attack, 0 defense. And both of its effects are, I believe, are once per turn. First effect says, you contribute some of this card face up by attributing a face down monster your opponent controls. So this is basically a kaiju, sorry, no, this is sort of like a soul exchange effect, where you're able to tribute one of your opponent's monsters instead of your own, and you're able to summon. You're able to tribute some of this card without any bullshit, which is pretty cool. That's actually a pretty cool effect. This card's level becomes 10 if it was normal summon or set. So it has 3 effects. Sorry. The third effect says, if this card is sent to the grave except from the field, you can target 1 Tistina monster you control. This turn, it can make a second attack during each battle phase, and you can only attack with 1 monster. So this is sort of like a vengeful box spirit, where the monsters aren't allowed to attack the turn they're summoned, so you have to wait until next turn to attack. This effect, if you will, sort of bypasses it. It makes it so that 1 monster can not only gain the effect of Cyber Twin Dragon, where it can attack twice, but it can only attack, but that would be the only monster you could attack, if that makes sense. So it's not bad. And not only that, if you have the 10-star Tistina monster plus this card, you basically have yourself a rank. You basically have yourself a rank 10 Exceeds. This card right here is essentially a 1-card rank 10. Enough said. Enough said. And speaking of rank 10s, we actually have said rank 10, which is known as Tistina, the divinity that defies darkness, which is a 10-star, sorry, a rank 10 a rank 10 light aqua Xyz with 2,000 attack, 3,000 defense, and requires 2 level 10 monsters. So, sort of generic, but not really. The effects read as follows. If this card is special summoned, you can send all face down cards your opponent controls to the graveyard. You can only use this effect once per turn. Once per turn, if this card has Crystal God Tistina as material, you can detach one material from this card. It gains 2,000 attack until the end of your opponent's turn. This turn... Sorry. If this card you control is destroyed by an opponent's card while it has material, you can special summon one Tistina monster from your graveyard. So ironically enough, Crystal God Tistina was the card that I was talking about. So the 5-star that I had just talked about, which I believe is called Tainted of the Tistina, plus Crystal God Tistina, you can easily make this card no problem. And if this card were to get sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, guess what? You can summon Crystal God Tistina back from your graveyard, and you can go and you can summon another 5-star Tainted, and you basically get to resummon this Xyz monster all over again. And if your opponent doesn't have an out to that, they're pretty much screwed, because this is basically Raigeki Harpy's Feather Duster all in one card, but for face down cards, which is insane. So cards like Book of Eclipse is definitely going to become is definitely going to play a huge factor into into this deck. It's going to become quite the factor. Next up, we have Play of the Tistina, which is a quick play spell, and it reads as follows: special summon one Tistina monster from your hand or grave in defense, but return it to the hand during the end phase. So this is basically the one true cyber rev system for the whole deck. Literally the whole deck. You could summon you could summon Crystal God Tistina from your hand, or you could summon the 2-star Tistina from your graveyard, and you can go in and you can summon another monster, make that monster level 2, boom. Totally awesome, plain and simple. Enough said. There's really not a whole lot to say with this card, so it is pretty cool. The only drawback with decks with archetypes like this is the fact that cards like Ghost Ogre, cards like Ash Blossom, and Ghost Belle are definitely going to be 3 of the big cards that a lot of people are going to are either going to main deck or side deck to combat against this deck. So for you guys, if you guys are playing this deck, cards like Mind Drain, potentially as well as potentially Skill. I think Mind Drain and Soul Drain are going to be 2 of the main floodgates that you're going to want to use the most. Especially Mind Drain, because Mind Drain focuses on monster effects that activate in the hand. So logically speaking, if you special summon a monster from your graveyard and you're able to go into your totally awesome plays, and your opponent activates Ghost Belle, you can activate Mind Drain, pay the 1,000. Hand traps are useless. They can't do shit. Your opponent won't be able to do jack shit, which is pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Next up, we have Embrace of the Tistina, which is a continuous trap, and the effects read as follows. When your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, you can target that monster, change it to face down defense. So it's sort of like a Book of Moon. It's basically Book of Moon but on steroids, because, well, there are more effects to this card than you think. During the end phase, you can target one face down defense position monster your board controls, take control of that monster. You can only use each effect once per turn, and can only activate them while you control a Tistina monster with 3,000 or more defense. So I believe Tistina, the divinity that defies the darkness, is going to be the one card that you want to summon as quickly as you can. So when you activate Embrace of the Tistina, not only do you have a Book of Moon, you also have a fucking Snatch Steal as well. Come on. Don't get any better than that. It don't get any better than that. But the last card to talk about is known as Discordance of the Tistina. Ow, my fingers. Which is a normal trap, and it says activate one of these effects. If you control a Tistina monster, banish one card from your opponent's grave face down. If you control a Tistina monster, special summoned from the action egg, banish all cards from your opponent's grave face down. And there also has another effect. You can banish this card from your grave, then target one Tistina monster in your grave, add it to your hand. So basically both effects are a hard once per turn. So literally it is a hard once per turn. So the main goal is to only run at least 2 copies at the most. So basically your main goal is, if you have Tistina, the divinity that defies the darkness, if you have that on board, and it was and naturally summoned from the extra deck, you basically have a non-stop call by the grave. You literally get to call by every single card your opponent has in their graveyard face down. Think about this. If I'm right on this, then the Kashtira deck, Kashtira Shangri Era, is going to play a huge factor with this deck. That's pretty nasty, if you ask me. That's a pretty nasty idea right there. So, but with that being said, guys, that will do it for today's video. Excuse me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.